Ravi, are you sharing this? Completely getting blank.
Is it, guys? Is this?
Is there any screen share? I'm asking.
Is my? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So is it not visible?
But I got it just blank. Okay, nothing is there. Did you open that IntelliJ or
I
what?
guess you have opened the Skype only, right? Currently.
Just minimize that the Skype, Ravi.
Yeah, guys. So I shared my screen. Is it not visible? I don't know.
No,
This
it's
might be the issue.
we can see the Skype, Ravi. If you minimize, then we can see. I think. Can you minimize the Skype?
Now?
No, still. I think this is a Skype.
You are
only.
in a Skype, Ravi. Just minimize and open the IntelliJ.
Yeah, or navigate
Yeah.
to IntelliJ.
Click the IntelliJ. You're in Skype. Okay, I can see it is in Skype. डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया.
So, Mahan, my system is not supporting. So can you please share your screen?
Sure. Just let me know once you see my screen.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mahan. So now go to IntelliJ and create just simple class. The simple class, the public static void method. Special method, okay? That is a special method, and the method of the name of the method will be same as the class name, guys. So there will be no much difference. So as here we can see this, the name of the class is constructor. Sorry, construction, not construction concept, but constructor concept. But let it be. So the name of the class will be same as construction concept. And how does it work? There are two different things. There are two things which are different from the normal method. And what is that? The first thing is that constructor name and the class name will be same. There will be no difference. But when it comes to our own other methods, then the names will be different. This is the first thing. And second thing, guys, we no need to explicitly call constructor. Whenever you create an object, automatically constructor will get called. Okay, and I'll show you how does it work. Public void
Yeah, Rabi.
Yeah.
Do you need void?
No, just one thing, my mistake. Even remove the void also. Void also not required. Only.
Okay.
Okay, public construct. That's it, guys. So inside that, how does it work? Generally, this constructor is used to initialize the variables, initialize the object. So initializing the object is nothing but we are initializing the values, variables. And do you know what is the meaning of initialize, guys? Please respond.
Assigning the value.
Right. So the very first time assigning the value is called as initializing. Okay. And when you the second time when you change those values, it is called as reinitialization. So initialization is something when we assign the values for the first time. Okay. And these constructors are used for the same purpose, guys. Okay. Then here under the class Makan.
Yes.
Yeah. So global variable declare int x. No, don't assign anything. Int x. Okay. Now in the public, in the constructor, inside the constructor, x equals to 5 something, any value. Okay, then now create one more class. No, not sorry, not class, one method. Any method, public void.
Method. Okay.
Yeah, method, public void, any method, display or something like that. N1. Yeah. So inside that method, system.out.println, print the value of x.
Is it a string or you
No,
want
just
to?
just write value of x. So value of x equal to x or something. Yeah, only x. Value of x plus x. Print the value of x. That's it. Print it. Okay, done. Now go to public static void main, create an object and call that method. Okay. Then call that method m1. Okay, run the program. Can you see? So we did not assign the value of x in any other method, but and did you call constructor?
No.
No, we did not call constructor, but automatically executed. How? So whenever yesterday Raghu was asking me this question that what is this right side where we have class name? What is that? So that is constructor, Raghu. So whenever you create object, that automatically the constructor will be called.
Okay.
Okay. So this constructor, as I say that this is a special method which is just to use to only initialize the values. That's it. Okay. So you may think that okay we can assign the value here also. Okay. Then what is the difference? The only difference is when you write the huge programs, generally a large program in that, so there are specific requirement like initializing the database values or database objects. There we have to use this constructor. Okay. And this constructor can be each and every program will be having a constructor. When you don't write the constructor, then JVM internally created default constructor. And here when we create the constructor, then this and this constructor can be parameterized also. So do one thing this time. In the constructor, when we creating the object in the constructor, just send int, just not send int, but send 15. Pass the argument as 15, not there calling the constructor when we are calling the constructor. When we creating the object there, now don't create one more object, no need of it. because you have to create one more method. That's the reason. Just create here itself. So we have created one object C. In that we have a constructor. There pass the value on the top. Yes, there, right, 15. Okay. Now go to go to the constructor. Where is that? Yeah, there. Don't assign it int x. No, int something else. Yeah, int x. Yeah, fine, no problem. Now here this dot x equal to x. This dot x equal to x. This dot x equal to x. And first value x equal to 10. Just comment it. Okay. Now again run the program. Can you see that? So whatever the value you are sending while creating the object, then that is automatically coming here and assigning it to the value of x. Okay. Now we create one more constructor. So create one more constructor, Makan, with the same name. Yeah. And this time pass the value of float or string, anything. String, yes. Don't make it complex, keep it simple. Then create those two objects on the top, global objects, sorry, global variables. Create two global variables. String, some other name. We don't use this at this point of time. Later we'll use this. String and
Can you hear me?
yeah. Int contact. Okay, fine. Now what do? We pass the same values when we call. So create one more object and pass the values. Okay. Yep. No, don't create objects. Straight away pass the values. Makan and
Okay.
something else.
Makan, I pasted one. Okay, same I have tried yesterday. It was working, but my hello.
Yeah. Tell me, Raghu.
Yeah, yesterday I done one. Okay, I pasted in the chat. My question is, in public void N1 you made it, right? N1 bracket open close. Without that also we can print, right?
Yeah, we can print. No. I was showing. We directly in constructor also we can use all the. It's a method, right? So
Yeah,
we can use all the statements there.
Yeah.
No. To avoid the confusion, to make it simple, I did that. But now we are going to print it there itself now. What happened, Makan?
No, just I'm stuck.
No, don't do that. Just create a copy and paste from the top. No need. C1. Double quotes, Makan, comma, contact number. Yeah. Now in the constructor itself print both the values. No need to assign, but generally we do that. First assign, then print. Yeah. So let me answer to the Raghu's question. Raghu, so generally constructors, again I'm saying that used to just to initialize the values. So we don't perform any operations over there. So that's the reason I want to show that when we assign some value to one of the global variable, then it got assigned and we use that value in the M1 method. Did you observe that?
Yeah, I'm a bit confusion. I'm seeing, okay.
No, I'm saying generally.
No, I got
that,
it, but I'm checking, okay, one by one, how it is working.
Yeah. So I mean, what I mean to say is we can assign the value. We just assign the value in constructor and we use that value, we use that variable in other methods. We can use that. That I want to show you
Once
guys.
again,
So
here, from starting now, integer you added x, okay. Then string.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Mhm.
One second. Integer is a x, and string is a name, and again integer contact. Okay, that integer x here you mentioned in first one, public construction concept integer bracket x. You mentioned there, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Second thing again, string and integer. You coming to second public string
right.
and you added here. Then again this one you just want to show, right? Public void n1. This is nothing is there. So you just want to show, right? That n1. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
This one just you added.
Yeah. So tell me.
Yeah, why? Where you mentioned this one x? You taken from there. Values.
Yeah. So we'll keep it simple, Raghu. First thing. So on the top we have declare one variable called int x, right? Raghu, Makan, can you do something?
Yeah.
Inside the constructor, don't make it x. Inside the first constructor, public constructor with the int x, do it int y. Okay. Now remove this operator, x equal to y. Just do it x equal to y. No need of this.
Do you want to comment?
No. Remove this. So before x, there is a this called.
And remove this.
Yeah, x equal to y. Simply type x equal to y or just that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Now here I'll tell you, Raghu. The first on the top int x is a global variable. Global variable is nothing but the class variable. So the scope of that variable is throughout within this class. Now within this complete class, wherever you can access that variable. Okay, fine. So and the int y, whatever we pass in the constructor, first constructor, the scope of that value or that y is within that constructor itself. We can't access that y outside. Got it?
Okay.
But what I'm doing here is now to hide the important feature or important coding. What did I do? Just assign the value of y. We just pass one value to that constructor and assign that value to x. And we are using that x value, same value within the class. Wherever within the class you want to use, you can use that. Now, is it clear?
Okay, got it.
So
what we are doing, integer x equal 10, we are giving value there only. But now we are not giving the values there. Here you are going to mention, right, in y place.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So in the objector, while creating the object, so who are giving this value? You are giving this value, not programmer.
Yeah.
So creating the object and passing the value is who is doing that? The user is doing that. Okay, not the programmer. On the top, what are the programmer doing? Programmer is using that value, assigning it to the global variable, and within the same class, that global variable can be used at any point.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this second thing, now we have two constructor, first constructor and second constructor with the same name, guys.
Yeah.
So from here we can understand one more concept of Java, that is not Java, that is called as polymorphism. Okay. So what is the meaning of polymorphism? So poly means many, morph means form.
Rabi, sorry for interrupt. So are you done with the constructor?
No, we are not done
Okay,
with the constructor. Let it be. So meanwhile, I think all the concepts are associated with each other. So let's come to complete the polymorphism also. And
What
polymorphism
was
we are
that?
going to
First
see in
one?
the polymorphism.
Okay.
Okay, polymorphism. So what is the meaning of polymorphism? Poly means many, morphism means forms. So many forms. So what did you observe here, guys? So first method, constructor concept, then second method, construct concept. Both are constructor concepts, right?
Yeah.
Name is same, but we are using with the different arguments or different parameters. So this is called as polymorphism. Name is same, but we are using it for the multiple uses. Okay, so first we have yeah, Makan, can you do one more thing? Can you create one
Yeah.
more object where we don't have any argument?
Okay.
So here all the constructors are getting executed without any issue. Okay, where the name itself is same, but we have observed that once we given the for example, when we declare one variable int x, so we can't declare one more int x, or we can't declare one more string x. So x is already reserved. But here what is happening, this is the best feature of the OOPS, that with the same name we can create multiple methods, guys, and that is called as method over. Okay, and when it comes to constructor, we call this a constructor. One more concept called overriding that we are going to see in the inheritance part. So far is it clear, guys? So we have Lata, Parvati, Preeti, Raghu.
Yes. So when we run this, still only the value of x will be printing, right? Because we are not calling for other, right? If I'm understanding.
No, so it is doing whatever we ask whatever we ask it to do. So as of now, we are
Okay. So
asking it
if
to
we
print the
run,
value that.
okay,
Mhm.
if we run it now, what is it going to print? Only the value of x is going to print, right?
No,
The
no.
value of all
On
the three.
all
All
these
the
three
three,
will print.
but
Yeah.
we,
So we are
oh,
see,
okay.
Parvati. What is can I say something, Ravi?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So Parvati, see, yeah, there are three constructors, right? You can see this is one, this is two, and this is three, right? So ideally, for to call a method, what we do, we create an object and we call the method, right? So, but in case of constructor, we do not need to call that constructor. Okay, so this is you can see the constructor. See, we just created object. Okay, and we are initialize the value of x. Now we have three constructor with the same name. Now how Java will understand, or this tool will understand how which one we should assign for what. So this is called single, the argument, right? This is single argument, this is double argument, and this is no argument. So based on our assignment, it will map with the argument. So now I am mentioning only one. Okay, so now it will trigger to y, and you can see here it's already, once you type 15, it will directly directly assign to y. Okay, so now you can see this is within the bracket. If just I put y 15, you can see immediately it is assigning to y, right? So there is no confusion, like each this 15 will assign to which constructor, the first one or the second one or the third one, right? It is automatically assigning to y. Now let's take this one. So this is what, right? Now we have two more. Now if I just write string value, so obviously the string value would be double quote, right? And I'm just saying mac and comma, and I'm putting 250, for example. Immediately it is assigning to the second constructor. You can see, right? string s, it is referring this one, so it will hold this value, and at the same time I, this will hold this value. So you do not need to tell which value would be assigning to which constructor. Based on the argument, it will, go and trigger. Now here you can see, here there is no argument, right? Because there, this is, I am referring this one. So I if I print right now, so I will get the value for this first constructor, at the same time for this second constructor, and the third time for this whatever I am writing. Okay, let's run this and understand. Can you see? So whatever, the value of x, right? So this is 15. So I'm getting the 15 for which one? This one, right? Now Mac 250. See, Mac 250, which one? This constructor. So I'm getting for this. Now no argument constructor. This is for this.
But you not added that values here, right? So that's the reason we are getting arguments. Okay.
Correct. Correct. So based on the argument, it will assign the value. Okay. So few more thing I want to say. Now you can see these are the constructor, right? So I put like a public. For example, if I remove this one, is there any impact? If I just simply remove this 3, is there any impact? No. So we'll cover access modifier, where we can see all kind of, access modifier, public, private, default, protector. Okay. So without even public also, this is called default constructor. Okay. Even if you have a class, and even, under the class, any constructor you create and you do not mention it's a public or private, still you are getting output, right? So you can access even if it's a private, even it's a protected.
Makan.
Yeah.
Makan will cover access modifier later,
Okay.
or else it will be get confused. Okay, so we'll keep it simple. This is constructor, guys. Anything? So do you have any doubt or anything? Any question do you have?
Yeah, so if we remove that public void thing and if we put their system dot out for the first one, still we'll get the same, you mean, right? We don't need that c dot n1 which we have written in the mains.
C dot M1 we are calling method, Parvati, not
So
constructor.
if we don't want that, still we can go ahead and assign x equal to y and system dot we can do there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true that we can do. But why do we use this constructor? Means we used to use the constructor to initialize the variables, initialize the objects. So that is the constructor method. Okay, we can print anything, we can do any action, because constructor is also a method. But what is the best practice? We use constructor to initialize the variables. So once the variables will be initialized, that is for the security purpose. So once the variable will be initialized, then we use variable within that class anywhere. So that is a functional. Yes, you
Okay.
can do any action, you can perform any, you can print any statements or perform any action inside the constructor also. The reason behind that is it is a method. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, and
Fine.
one more
So-
thing.
One second. Coming to Parvati question, no, if you in the main method, no, go main method and c.n1, remove that one. Remove. Okay. Just run it.
Yeah. Wait. Don't run it. Raghu, what will be the output if you don't do that?
So what I'm expecting, the x values and second c1 values should come, I think.
Yeah.
Correct,
So
right?
when you don't call the method, what will happen? No, don't think in such way. Think
It
in a way
will
that
just
when you don't,
assign it, right? But not
right.
print
So
it.
right? So why are we calling M1 method? We are calling it perform some action. What is that action? Printing the value. So when you don't call that method, nothing will happen. Nothing will be nothing in the sense that particular method will not be called, and whatever inside that method will not be get executed. Simple. Remaining all will be the same.
No, Ravi, what happening here? No, that Mac and 250, how it came? My question. For first one, why 15 you mentioned
Wait.
again object plus that N1, right? But second one you not mentioned.
Okay. Which one? Wait, Makan, I'll explain. Which one are you talking about, Raghu?
Yeah, scroll down. So this C dot N1, no. See, after in main method, I'm talking in main method, the C dot N1, C dot N1.
Okay.
No, you
Yeah,
just
got
no, I
it.
did right. Yeah.
C1.
So C dot 1 for
Yeah.
first what values you added C dot N1, second time and third time you not added. So max and 250 no, here in the main method max and 250. After that C dot you not mentioned right anything here. That is a bit confusion.
And I got it. I got it. So, Makan, I think we have to take one more class on data types and variables. That is very important. And the people should understand what is the difference between the global variable and local variables. Then only I think this concept will be very easy. Okay. I hope I understand this. So, Raghu, what are we doing here? So we'll go one by one. Okay. So we'll first when it goes to the top, go to the top. Yeah. So here we have declared three variables. One is not there on the top. Text, string name, content. So these are the three variables. These are the three class variable or global variables. Global, the meaning of global variables is nothing but the scope of the variable will be throughout the class. So these three variable can be used within this curly braces of this class. I mean within the scope of this class. Anyway, in the main method also we can use, in constructor, in the method, in all the three constructor we can use. Within this class, wherever we can use. Then there is one more called public constructor. Yeah, inside that we pass one argument called int y. So that we can do, that is called as passing an argument or passing a parameter. Okay. So that passing parameter, that variable is nothing but declaring one value, declaring one variable inside the constructor, and scope of that class is within that. So scope of that variable is within that particular method. So yes. So wherever now Makan highlighted, only within that particular block we can use that. That what is that block? That is a constructor. Now is it clear? So this variable is called as this y variable into y is called as local variable, whereas x variable is called as global variables. Now so far is it clear?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Now again I'm telling why do we use this variable? We use this variable to hold the values. Okay, these variables are nothing but the containers which help us to perform a task. Okay, a method is what? Method is actual a block of statement which will be executed. So within the programming where the actual work takes place means that is where we perform any task is nothing but that is in the method. Inside the method we perform any task. Got it? So we use this variable inside that method. So for any purpose, for purpose of addition, for purpose of printing the numbers or performing some other operations. So for all those things we use this method, guys. So what are we doing here in the constructor concept? So we are assigning values to the constructor. Oh, sorry, we are assigning value to the variable inside the constructor, and constructors are used for that purpose. And remaining method are used to perform some actions. What are the actions? Just adding two numbers, okay, finding sum of two numbers, finding subtraction of two numbers, anything, any operation that will be performed inside method. But when it comes to constructor is specifically meant for initializing the objects. So meaning of initializing the object is nothing but initializing the variables. Okay. And M1 method, the method M1 which we used here, that is nothing but to perform some action. What action are you performing? So we already have one variable, global variable x. Now we are printing that value of x inside that method. Clear?
Yeah.
that method, then
Yes.
only it will be get executed. If you don't,
So
it will not.
here, if we would have written y to print, it wouldn't print, right? Because it's a local variable. We cannot use it here.
We try to, yeah, that's a super question. So Makan try to print that value of y, okay, in M1 method.
Okay.
And see the error.
Can you repeat the question?
Print the value of y inside the M1 method. Yeah, remove that x and put y. Just y. Now print and let's see the error. See, symbol variable y and cannot find symbol. Cannot find means what? There is no that particular variable didn't even declare inside that particular method. Which method? M1 method. That word declared somewhere else, and scope of that variable wherever they did that declared was within that particular method. Is it clear?
Yeah. So that's why global variable x is printing, right? Because it can be used anywhere, any method.
Correct.
Right. Global variables can be used at anywhere within that particular class. Okay. Fine, guys. Any other question? Lata?
So why you can print here the value of, there it's allowed, but same thing you will be not allowing here. You are getting error, right?
So in the same manner, Raghu, just go to the top. We have declared one variable called string name which we never used, and int contact which we never used. Just scroll down, Martin. And within the constructor with the two parameters, that string s and int I, we straight away we use them there. Okay. But if you want to use that particular variable which we passed from here while creating the object C1, Mac and 250, you try to access that in M1 method. Try to do that, bro. One more time. Let's see. Just print x. Remove x and print s. That's it. Okay. Now one more time. It is going to be one more error. Print it.
That means it's not a global, right? It is a local.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the reason it is not.
So then how? Then what is the solution? But I want to use that variable. How can you use that variable? Yes, we can use that variable within M method also, M1 method also. Then how to do that? We have to assign this local variable, value of local variable to the global variable. Now go to the constructor with string s and int j or I. Yes, there. Yeah. Enter. Assign. Now name equal to s, contact equal to I. Okay, done. Now here in the down in the main method, now print name, not s.
In main method you want?
Not main method, M1 method.
Yeah.
No, the name will come, right? If you give us. Okay.
Their name.
Oh.
No, not s, name.
Yeah, I will let me wait.
Ravi, that means that curly bracket and open O, if you mention their values, it become a global, right?
What? I didn't get you.
So in the string s and integer 1 in the public construction. So that there is a curly bracket, no, open and close. We added values, right? Name equal s. So these are becoming global, right? My question.
No, wrong.
Sir,
Where is name declared?
name equal to s. So s is means n, not here. Yeah.
No, that is not one more time. That is not declaration, Raghu. That is initialization. Where is it declared?
Oh, your initialization. Okay.
Yeah, there. Right. So Makhan highlighted now. Now we declare that variable in the class. Okay. In the class, and the very first line we have created that we did not declare those variable in any method. We declare those variable in the class, on the top of the class. Okay.
Okay.
Just so that's the reason that, and here in constructor we are initializing, we are assigning the values.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll simply tell there was one bucket called S, bucket of water, which we pass from here in the constructor. Okay. In the constructor, when we are calling two variable at mac and 220, so in that is a bucket. In that bucket we are just passing the value mac, and that bucket, whatever the bucket there, that we assigning, we just taking that bucket and pouring into the another bucket.
Okay.
Okay. So from one variable we are assigning value of one variable to another variable. Okay. And one is local variable and second is global variable. So we are assigning the value of local variable to global variable.
Okay.
And we are going to use that global variable anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
Still any doubt, you can ask me, guys.
Yeah, we need to practice then only.
No, it's not a practice. This is
Means
just
I need to try from my
local.
end, then I come to know.
Yeah.
You're just listening and saying, right?
Okay. So constructors are done. So do we need to call the constructor? Guys, respond. Do we need to call the constructor?
No.
Yeah. Explicitly no. Implicitly automatically called by the JVM. So whenever we are creating the object, now Raghu, the first part in the creation of object, highlight that constructor concept C equal to new constructor constructor 15, or last C2 object, at least highlight that. That
C2.
will be simple. C2 last one. Yeah. So here Raghu, we have two concepts or two things we have here. The first is constructor concept C2. The second thing is new constructor concept. So we already clear that whenever we have to create any object, then we have to use this new keyword or new operator. That is the first thing. Second thing, the class name with the round brackets is nothing but the constructor.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that is a constructor. Now you can ask that whether that class name in the very first C2 before C2, highlight that, bro.
Which one?
Only the first constructor concept. Only class name first. Yeah. No. Only first class name constructor concept. Here on that bottom while creating the object.
C, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So this is a class name, and second is a constructor name. So yesterday you asked that whether it will be same or not. No, not compulsory. But how, that we are going to see in inheritance. When we cover the inheritance, then I am going to show you that this and that can be different. But
Okay.
at this point of time, you just take it granted that yes, it will be same. It should be same.
Okay. Right. Thanks.
Okay, I think anything else, Makan? What else you have to cover today?
And can you tell like the return types are allowed or not?
No, we are not at all returning anything here. Okay, we are method, again I'm telling you this, constructors are used to only initialize the values. We are not at all going to perform any operations in that. So no return type, nothing. Okay, now we are going to see method overloading. Okay. Someone asking something. Guys, don't go with the doubts. If you have any, please ask. I'll clear. Lata, are you there?
Yes, Ravi.
Any doubt?
So no doubts as of now. I'll check with you if I have any doubt.
Yeah, sure. Now we are going to see method overloading. So Mark can remove all the constructor, not even required now, and avoid the confusion. No, keep M1, keep M1. Keep that method M1, or we are going to create one more. Fine. Now remove the local global variables also, not even required. Okay.
One second, let me ping that code so that they can do practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Okay. Now this method M1, and just inside that, just pass the value for this just int a.
Global.
No, local variable. Inside M1, pass the argument. No, bro, not M1 in the round brackets. Yes.
Okay. Int
M1 I. Very good. Now just print it.
only
System.out
one.
print
Okay.
it. Yeah, one is. Yeah. Okay. I. Then create one more public void M1, same method name. Float J. Okay. And print that too. Okay. One more. Two variables. Take any two variables. Done.
Yeah.
Print those two.
Next.
Okay. Done. Now create the object for the class and call those methods. Now call M1. Yeah. Variable, pass the variable 21.
1 minute, getting error. How much? 20?
1. Anyone, anything, any variable. Okay, now call c1.m1 float 10.5.
10.5, yeah.
Yep. Now call third one.
1 second, why I'm getting error? Okay. M1, third one.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, guys, I think now I wanna give you opportunity to just we have already seen the constructor overloading. This is called method overloading. Can anybody explain this? Not don't explain with this, but can you somebody tell me the logic? How is it working? And just run. Raghu, can you try? Meanwhile, run. Mark.
Okay.
Sorry, what is it?
So we already seen the constructor overloading. This is a method overloading. Constructor is also a method. There is no much difference. So can you try? Can you try to explain this concept?
I don't know.
Ravi, so
Yeah.
here we are actually the method name is same everywhere. That's why it is getting called as overloading. And it is calling the method based
Absolutely.
on the values we are passing, right? The int, float.
Yeah, absolutely right. Whatever she said, absolutely right. Okay, method overloading, constructor overloading is same. Both are polymorphism. So how is it? See, we can see the method name M1 is same, but how is it getting differentiated with the use of by the parameters. So in the first we pass the parameter of integer value. In the second we pass the parameter of float value. In the third we pass string and character. Got it? So this is called as overloading, guys. So we can use the same method name for multiple times. So same form for multiple times. So that is called as polymorphism. Poly means many, morphism means forms. So many forms. Any doubt here?
So
And all
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Who I don't know who is this.
sorry. So actually if we are passing two variables also, there should be the differentiation in type
Right.
characters, right?
Yeah. So we'll do one thing now. Simply call M1. Akan. Don't give the name. Just don't pass any arguments. Just call M1. C.M1. Let's see. Let's see the error.
Which M1 you want me call?
Yeah, just M1. Just M1. Don't. Okay. So
Okay.
we have 3 M1 there, right? But don't use that suggestion. Just you print M1. And yes, see, there is a error. But still you wanna see the error, just run it. Yeah, scroll up.
This is.
So no suitable method found for M1, no argument. Can you see the very first line? Yep. So whoever asking me the questions, the same here. So whenever we don't pass, whenever we call the method inappropriate method, then we get this error. And whenever there is a method with a specific argument, then definitely it will be get called. Okay. So what is how does it get differentiated? So this is called as a signature, guys. This name of the method followed by the argument list is differentiate the one method from other, and this is called as a polymorphism. In simple word, we call this as a method overloading. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Was not
You are
there.
not audible.
M1 with the argument was there. I was saying that M1 was not there. M1 with the arguments were there. And when we try to call that M1 without argument, then JVM thrown an error.
Guys, any doubt?
So anything else left for the day, Mahan? I think we have covered both overloading constructor
Yeah.
as well as the method. What else do we have?
I think so. We have covered so far. We have covered what constructor overloading, right?
Constructor and polymorphism, both we have covered.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this should be enough for today.
Yeah, because both are the heavy topics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ravi.
No problem, Mahan.
So guys, you have 1 week time. So whatever you have missed so far, not not get time to practice, please go and do practice. Otherwise, it would be difficult to understand from your point of view. Also, like how to, even you can't ask even question if you don't know these things, whatever we have covered. So just go and know the difference between. I yesterday only said, right, whatever you learn, just ask 3 questions. What is that? Why we do this? And how to do that? So any concept. So this is not something you are learning for temporary purpose, right? This can survive your future in terms of automations. And so whatever you're learning, learn perfectly. If you have a question, please ask anytime in a group. If you do not have any question, so we can wind up for today. Thank you for joining today's session.
Malcolm, can you stay back? I have.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Welcome.